أبدأ بسم الله مستعينا راض به مدبرا معينا والحمد لله كما هدانا إلى سبيل الحق واجتبانا.
الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students of Marcus Ibn Umar and Irshad Islamic Institute of Toronto, Canada, I'd like to welcome all of you again to our weekly classes on the book that we started, Mukhtasar al-Adhkar wal-Adab. And today we're on the 8th hadith regarding the Adhan and what does one do when the Adhan is going on.
الأذان قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا سمعتم المؤذن فقولوا مثل ما يقول ثم صلوا عليه.
And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when you hear the mu'addin say the adhan, then repeat what he says. Then ask Allah to exalt my mention. My noble brothers and sisters in Islam, with this hadith over here, there's plenty of benefits that we could understand from. Number one, this hadith over here shows us that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told the Muslims to repeat what the mu'addin says. So, for example, when the mu'addin says Allahu Akbar, you repeat Allahu Akbar, and so on. But when the mu'addin goes to Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala al-falah, when the mu'addin says both of those, you repeat after each one, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, meaning there is no might nor power except with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what we can understand from this, my noble brothers and sisters in Islam, that it is not obligatory, it is not mandatory or wajib to repeat it, but it is something that is mustahab. It is something that is recommended. So the one who does this and repeats it, there will be one that gets very good deeds and high rewards. And the one who does not repeat it will not get a sin for it. But of course, the one who repeats it is doing something that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him to do. So if one wants to follow the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, since this act is a sunnah to repeat it, then they should repeat it and they will get good deeds. So what we could understand from this hadith over here is that when the mu'addin is making the adhan, that one should repeat after him. It is not obligatory, but it is mustahab. It is recommended to do it. The one who does it will reach high status, and the one who doesn't repeat it will not be sinning. So it is not obligatory to repeat what the mu'addin says, but it is something that is liked to be done. And this hadith was related by Imam Muslim rahimahullah. Also, what the scholars say about repeating what the mu'addin says. For example, if you're in a Muslim country and you hear adhan outside, you hear the adhan outside from the mu'addin, and you hear it from a local masjid in your neighborhood, you repeat after him. And when he finishes, say you hear the adhan going off in another neighborhood close to you, and the mu'addin is reciting the adhan. Do you repeat after him, or is it only sufficient that you repeat it after the first one? The scholars say that if you want to get the good deed, you should repeat after him as well too. You should repeat after him as well too. Remember, it is not obligatory, but it is mustahab. It is something that is liked. This is a very short hadith, so what is recommended for the students of Marcus Ibn Umar is to know when the mu'addin says the adhan, to repeat after him, to repeat everything he says after him, identical, except when he says Hayya ala salah, then you say La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And when he says Hayya ala al-falah, then you say La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. The repeating after the mu'addin is not obligatory, rather it is a sunnah. Also, we said that this hadith over here was related by Imam Muslim. So what is required for you, student, is to memorize this hadith, to understand the points of this hadith, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless all of you and to grant all of us Jannah. وهذا وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.